Yo, what is up, guys? I'm about to start recapping everything that I'm looking at going into the week ahead. As you've seen, probably we've had a little bit of a good drop in crypto. Altcoins were getting pounded. Indices were down about like 1 to 2% on Friday. So we had retracements all across the board, and I just want to provide an update onto what I'm doing. And pretty much every recap that I'm gonna start doing, or every like just pretty much like update on coins, I'm always going to base them off the previous video, because if what I'm saying in the previous video is not correlating or has some sort of relation to the newest video out, then I'm clearly doing something wrong. So I'm going to start, just everything's going to kind of tie into each other on weekly updates and trade updates. So first off, let's of course cover Bitcoin. um, we had a retracement. I mean, this was the zone right here that everybody was pretty much looking at, and we did get a reaction off of, which was just this high right here. I did mark out a deviation from this range here, and we've had a decent bounce, but nothing too convincing to me that we are still gonna make new highs. That's just pretty much, we haven't gotten any confirmation. But if we start closing above these areas here, maybe we will, but I'm still in longs and will cut my entries if needed. Because if we come back down to here, maybe it's a double sweep, but I'm honestly not too interested if we come back down to my entry, and I'll cut it looking for something around this area and maybe further down here. But other than that, we can stay long in Bitcoin, see how indices open up later today, and just go forward with the week. But I don't want to be too heavily positioned before the week actually starts. So now let's cover some altcoins and other coins that I am interested in. So SPX here, I posted about this like 2 videos ago, this zone here. The zone ended up getting disrespected, swept at this low, and now we're coming here. So I would like to see it hold in this area, which I did buy spot around here earlier this morning. And we'll probably also end up cutting it if we break this low again, because I would not be interested in the position. But it looks to be pretty good, these previous all-time highs in this zone. So I am watching SPX. Another one is CRV. You know, I've been talking about CRV a lot recently. And the main zones that I wanted to bid were the yearly open. It had a little bit of a drawdown, but then I ended up adding more to the position at this high. So I think in my last video, or a few videos ago, I set those two zones for my bidding zones for CRV. It got front ran initially, but then we came back down. And if we start to hold the zone, I can honestly see us making new local highs to like 1.2. But again, you can't speculate on anything. We'll just have to manage our entries and see where it goes from there. XRP, it missed my zone, so I have no trades on there, no trades on there, no trades on there. Litecoin's another coin that I'm very interested in. It hit the yearly open. It's just kind of been in this sort of downtrend channel. I honestly do think this just breaks up into higher up here, obviously depending on the rest of the market. But this coin has been showing strength recently, and I'm really liking it. So I am positioned in Litecoin from around the yearly. After we got the tap of the yearly open, I entered in this retrace around here, and now I'm sitting in a little bit of profits, but will ultimately cut the position if we break down here, because it just won't look good to me anymore. But yeah, that's it for Litecoin. Sui swept these lows here. Yeah, nothing too crazy. Hype, I kind of wanted $35. We didn't get it. This zone here, so just recapping the previous trade, we had a super good reaction off this zone. I ended up round tripping all the profits, which is totally fine. I'm glad I cut it and didn't take a loss, because that would have been bad. But yeah, so that's just recapping that from last time. Ethereum, I was interested at the yearly open. It didn't get tapped. Solana, I'm over trading Solana, to be honest. A lot of ETH coins look way better. It's clearly showing weakness against the yearly open compared to a lot of these other coins. I do have spot bags in Solana, but it's honestly just getting kind of tiring trading this coin, and I'm just kind of over it, to be honest. So that's it for Solana, Bitcoin. Okay, now let's go into some indices and see what's going on there. Yeah, okay. So we had a pretty significant drop on Friday. Yeah, yeah. We've just been, yeah, it's a pretty significant drop. I expect high volatility, to be honest. I can literally, like, anything's on the table at this point. Like, these big volatility swings can happen, and it's fine. I honestly don't think that even if like the Nasdaq or the S&P 500 drops like 1%, I think crypto will be fine because it priced in a lot of its dumps over the weekend, whereas indices cannot because they're not 24/7. And that's pretty much it. Nothing too crazy. I'm positioned in CRV, Litecoin, SPX, and some Bitcoin. That's pretty much it for my positions. If you want to trail them and tag along, I do think CRV looks the best. Then I would go Litecoin and then SPX as sort of your wildcard play. But manage your entries, of course. If you have any questions, let me know in the comments. But that's the weekly update. I'll probably make another trade recap maybe Tuesday or Wednesday once we get some more price action for the week ahead. And yeah, that's it. I'll see you guys in the next video.